The humid Tokyo air clung to me like a damp towel as I navigated the narrow alleyways of Yanaka. The scent of grilling yakitori mingling with the sweet perfume of incense from a nearby temple. It was late summer, 1996, and the cicadas were practically screaming their end-of-season song. I'd been living in Japan for a year, teaching English and trying my best to absorb the culture without completely losing myself in translation. Tonight, however, I wasn't looking for cultural enlightenment. I was on a mission, fueled by a half-remembered ghost story an old woman in my neighborhood had shared. She'd called it the Boten Doro, the puny lantern. It was a tale of a young man, a beautiful spirit, and a love that transcended the veil between worlds, all sparked by the glow of a puny lantern. My curiosity, a constant companion in this strange and fascinating land, had been piqued. I wasn't expecting to stumble upon a ghostly romance, of course. But the idea of finding a tangible link to such an old and Avlakic story held a certain romantic appeal. After an hour of wandering, my feet aching in my worn-out sneakers, I finally spotted it, tucked away in the window of a dimly lit antique shop. Amidst porcelain dolls with unsettlingly lifelike eyes and scrolls depicting ancient battles, it sat, a puny lantern. It wasn't grand or ornate. The paper was slightly yellowed with age, and the painted peonies, though still beautiful, had a faded quality. But the delicate bamboo frame was intact, and a soft, warm light emanated from within, powered, I guessed, by a small battery-operated bulb instead of a flickering candle. I pushed open the creaky door, the bell above jingling a welcome. The shop owner, a man with kind eyes and a dusting of gray in his hair, looked up from polishing a wooden box. Konbanwa, I said, my Japanese still a work in progress. Sumimasen, sono botandoro wa arimasu ka? Good evening, excuse me. That puny lantern, is it for sale? He smiled, a network of fine lines crinkling around his eyes. Hi, Arimasuyo, it's an old one. He carefully lifted the lantern from the window display. The light inside cast dancing shadows on the cluttered shelves. As I held it in my hands, a strange feeling washed over me. It wasn't just a sense of history, it was a subtle vibration, a whisper in the quiet of the shop. It's beautiful, I murmured. The shop owner nodded. It had seen many seasons, perhaps many loves. Back in my tiny apartment, I hung the puny lantern by my window that night. As the city lights flickered outside, the lantern began to glow with an unnatural intensity. The painted peonies seemed to shimmer, and a voice soft as the rustle of silk filled the room. Anatawa, it whispered in the Japanese words, both familiar and ethereal. You are? Fear warred with fascination, a figure began to coalesce in the lantern's light, a woman of breathtaking beauty, her features delicate and otherworldly. Her name, she told me, was Hannah. She had been bound to the lantern for centuries, a spirit longing for connection. Night after night, Hana appeared. We talked for hours, her voice a silver melody in the quiet of my apartment. She told me of her life centuries ago, of love and loss in a world so different from my own, drawn to her ethereal beauty and the vulnerability in her spectral eyes. one night. The air in my small apartment grew thick and heavy. Hana's form seemed more substantial than before. Her touch when she reached for me, sending a shiver not of cold, but of an unsettling warmth through my body. We embraced, and in that impossible union, a connection was forged that defied the boundaries of life and death. It was a moment intense, otherworldly sensation, a merging of two realms that should never have intertwined. Immediately after, the lantern's glow began to flicker violently. A cold dread, far more potent than before, filled the room. Whirling past like her beautiful face contorting in fear. "They found me," she whispered, her voice trembling. "The connection. It has made me vulnerable." From the swirling shadows within the lantern's light, the gaunt religion materialized. Their forms were more defined now, their spiritual hands reaching, their eyes burning with a chilling, ancient hunger. They were drawn by the unnatural merging of our worlds, the breaking of a timeless boundary. "No!" I cried, reaching for Hana, but my hand passed right through her skeletal form. The air grew icy, and the stench of decay was overwhelming. The shadowy figures were wrenched, with skeletal fingers grasping at Hana. She screamed, a sound that echoed with centuries of sorrow. And then they were upon her, their spectral forms merging with hers.
They surrounded Hana and began to violate her in ways I can't even begin to describe. She cried out in terror as they penetrated her from every possible position. They were using her in ways no human could imagine. I collapsed to the floor and tried to look away. It was then that one of them wrapped itself around me. Its ice-cold, bony fingers wrapped around my skull and pointed my gaze back at the terrible scene. They were making sure I watched everything. I felt something. Ice cold, deep inside my body, and realized I wasn't just watching. The light from the puny lantern intensified to a blinding white for a fleeting moment, then abruptly died, plunging my apartment into a suffocating darkness. But the darkness was not empty. I could still feel their presence, a cold, oppressive weight in the air. And I could feel Hana's absence, a void that resonated deep within my very being. The immediate aftermath was a blur of terror and confusion. I was left shivering, my skin clammy, a profound sense of violation clinging to me. The physical sickness began almost immediately. A bone-deep fatigue that no amount of sleep could alleviate, a persistent nausea that made even the simplest foods repulsive. My mind, too, felt fractured, plagued by vivid, horrifying images of the gaunt figures and Hana's terrified face. Years passed, each one a slow descent into chronic illness. Doctors offered sympathetic but useless diagnoses. My body ached constantly, my energy levels were non-existent, and a gnawing anxiety became my constant companion. The memory of Hana, once a bittersweet ache, was now inextricably linked to the physical and mental torment that consumed me.
The unnatural union had not only drawn the attention of whatever malevolent forces pursued her, but had also left me tainted, a bridge between worlds, forever paying the price for a love that should have remained a ghost story. The puny lantern, tucked away in a box, remained a silent testament to a love that had not only stolen Hana, but had condemned me to a lifetime of suffering.